Hey everybody, hopefully you're doing great today. This is Will. Just got in from the grocery store and try to cook something to eat. Just left the W-2 job, so now I'm on the 1099 entrepreneur job. Stopped at Walmart, got some sour cream, $1.24 here in California. Two tomatoes, I think they were maybe 128 each, and cucumber 72 cents. So just let me know in the comments below if you are seeing similar prices where you're at in your neck of the woods. Today I'm gonna give you an update of where I am in terms of velocity banking and some things that I've been doing from the 1st of January until this update now. As many of you know, I've gotten a bigger line of credit, which is the HELOC. I started with the credit cards. My HELOC has a statement, a running statement of where I make all the payments within a certain period of maybe the 8th through the 7th of each month. That's when I make all the charges or try to keep the balance as low as possible. I'm pairing that with one of three credit cards that I put on the end for the statement closing date so that I have plenty of time to pay them off, because I'm gonna make all the charges on the one credit card, one of these, and then try to keep the balance of the HELOC as low as possible. So that's kind of like my strategy that I'm using. Let me get. So that's the strategy that I'm using. All right, so an update. So I started this journey with about 12. So it started in January 2024 with about 12 credit cards. I'm down to 4 credit cards now. The balance on those 4 credit cards is $10,219.07. $10,219.07. Once I added up on the credit report, the total was at least 39,812. 39,812. So yeah, I think I've made some progress from the beginning of the year until now. Looking at, and this is has been my journal, been trying to keep track of uh how things are played out. So these are when I first started in January, some of my credit reports on what I started with in general. So just been trying to track that and see how velocity banking has worked. So in general, I started this journey of velocity banking and reducing my debt by going after the credit cards first. I started with no longer, or I started just taking my paycheck, putting it into the bank. This is what I used to do. And then I would start just paying bills from there. Now, under velocity banking, pick up my paycheck from my employer, put it into the bank as a holding, and then immediately I place that money. Either I used to put it on the credit cards. Now that I have the home equity line of credit on one of my properties, everything goes into my HELOC. All right. So with Velocity Banking, I started with picking up my paycheck from my employer, throwing it into the bank, taking whatever money I had, and then I started paying bills in general, whatever the bills were. Now with the home equity line of credit, which is larger, I pick up my check, put it into the bank, and I immediately deposit whatever I make into the home equity line of credit, try to keep it as low as I can for one particular month, and then I try to use one single credit card, which could be a Visa card, or I try to use a card with American Express. I'm sorry, a MasterCard or American Express. And that helped me to hold down the price of my HELOC. When I first started in April of 2024, I started with 50,500, and it was on a lockdown period. Then it became unlocked in July. So since July, I've been paying on the principal and the interest. And now, as of today, it's at 48, 122, I think. Now, as I stated earlier, five credit cards. Let me change this. I have five credit cards. One credit card I just paid off, so that's a zero balance. So that leaves me with four credit cards. And I'm starting to pay down the other credit card, which will leave me with three. So I hope to have that paid off in maybe a couple of more days, if not a month. So this has just been just a recap, a brief recap of my experience with Velocity Banking. Again, I started earlier with a credit card to pay down some of my debt. I put all of my income by February into it and started paying it down. One of the core pieces behind Velocity Banking is the cash flow. So initially, my cash flow was about $390. Since I paid down some of these credit cards, my cash flow has increased, and I'm putting investment income together with it. So now I have approximately a cash flow of maybe $890 a month. So every month that 890 stays within the HELOC, and it kind of like doubles. So if I don't have any major expenses that come up, this month will be 890. Next month, another 890. Next month, another 890. Next month, another 890, unless something comes up, which say I pay full coverage for my automobile insurance. So rather than 890, then it may only be 490 that month, but then next month 890. So 5 times the 890, that is the cash flow that's sitting on the credit card or the HELOC. So that's one of the key things about Velocity Banking that you can pay attention to is your cash flow. Your cash flow from it could be $1 to $1,000, regardless, is the cash flow compounding every month that's going to help you pay down the debt. When you start paying down your credit cards and it increases the cash flow because you're no longer servicing debt. I did a video earlier where I'm spending approximately about $1,070 a month in interest to service my debt. Now, the bulk of that is student loan, which is about $159,000. And I'm only hitting the interest with that. So of again, the 1,070, the bulk of it is student loan. But look at all your bills, look at how much you're paying in interest and how much you're servicing, and then multiply that by 12 to get an idea of how much interest you're paying. So in my case, I'm paying between $12,000 to $13,000 a year in servicing credit cards and interest. Now you can imagine what I was paying when I started at 12 credit cards. So I could have been doing $24,000 a year in just servicing interest on credit cards and debt. So just wanted to give you this update of where I am. I'm down to 4 credit cards. Hopefully by the end of this month or early next month, I'll be down to four credit cards and no longer servicing as much interest on the debt. So if you have any questions or any thoughts, please hit the like button, share button, provide any comments to address anything that I put on the board. And just have a great day. And I'll continue to do velocity banking and see how it continues to turn out for me. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.